Se unen todas las banderas para celebrar la vida. De la mano del 10, de la mano del 10. Se paralizó el planeta, grita América Latina. De la mano del 10, de la mano del 10. Porque aquí somos iguales, no importa tu condición. De la mano del 10. La emoción en un grito de gol. Todo el mundo en una sola voz. Te digo, de la mano. Venimos del sur, norte, oriente, occidente. Vamos pa' Rusia, que allá está mi gente. No importa tu raza, tu credo, tu bandera. Existen mil colores y una sola tierra. Desde Asia hasta Oceanía. Todos viven en alegría. Europeos, africanos y latinoamericanos. No importa dónde venga, porque todos somos hermanos. De la mano del 10. De la mano del 10.
Buenas noches,
Good
amigos de
evening, friends of
telesur.
telesur. Diego, it is pleasant to see you today. How has your trip been today?
It's been a demanding trip. We left at 9 from our hotel room, and we arrived at 9, but next day.
Pero luego fenómeno.
But it was fantastic. You look great.
Cansó.
Yes, I had some rest. I did have some rest. I was enraged. I really cannot explain how much. And I was really, really pissed inside because those wearing the colors of my country cannot see the national team being destroyed by Croatia. It is not the Netherlands, not Spain, it's not Germany, it's not Brazil. So this is something, well, that we have to speak about. And this is the truth. But there's a culprit here, and the guilty one is, of course, the president of the AFA. Okay? Here, everyone thought that Sampaoli came here with the computers, with the drones, with all the technology, with 14 helpers, with 25 sparrings for training. So between the coaches and everything, it appears that here there is a lack of authority from Tapia. And I say this with a reason. Because he's surrounded by people that don't know a thing about football. Okay? You pass the ball, and they will return it with their hands. Listen, today, things are looking terribly. Looking terribly because we mentioned before the show, Argentina doesn't know how to play. They don't find solutions for anything, both in midfield and attacking, but also in the defense, with the exception of the one where Messi hit the ball next to the post. It was a difficult play with a lot of rebounds, but Argentina didn't create a single option. They didn't have passes, they didn't know how to use the ball, and whenever they had the ball, well, when Caballero held the ball, you know what happens when he holds the ball. And he did something that could be considered a World Cup disaster. It was terrible. But still, if you speak about Chiquito Romero, who never made a mistake as this, in 8 years playing, and then you start Caballero, and then you also bring Armani, and you don't bring Romero, then whose fault is it? Only of the manager. And today, everyone is speaking ill about Messi. But Messi played as he had to play and as he could play. It is difficult, Victor Hugo, to solve the problems of your teammates. And that is what I feel every day. I feel it myself because I knew what Justo was going to do. I knew what the rest of my opponents were going to do. I knew what Batista was going to do. And the rest of my teammates knew how to play with me. I knew who I could pass, with a long pass or a short pass. Because if it was long, then the other team would get it, okay? So this is the case. But now, what's happening? Messi scores always, but they don't give him the ball. So it's a problem of a team. It's a problem about the organization. They're not playing with the leader of the team. Because the leader... But he's not a leader. He's not a leader. But now, we don't want him to win a cup by himself. Why are we to blame Messi? For the leadership that starts from the president of AAB until the last member of Sampaoli's group that was taken to Ezeiza. Okay? So no. Listen, let me tell you something. And I listened to Cholo yesterday. If yesterday no one hit someone in the dressing room of Argentina, it's because we're lacking courage. Because yesterday, Croatia seemed the clockwork orange. So, come on. What's happening, man? Why are you running? Why are you running? Okay, let's run. Both of us. Okay, let's play. And that's it. And after that, both ran.
The topic with the three-man defense changed, and it did not work.
Listen, if you have not worked with a back three, it's very difficult. I tried to do it with Colombia in Rivers. And the first one, the first play, where we were 1-on-1, I decided to play 4-4-2. And then I decided to bring in Mascherano. So, what really happens here is that we're playing, apparently, against different teams. Argentinian players today, I don't know if they should hold a meeting and tell the things to their faces. I would love to have a meeting with them. I would love to speak with Pompido, with Goicoechea, with Canilla, with all of them, with Troglio, with all the ones, and even with Pasarela if he wants to come. If he wants to come, come. Also with Valdano. Whoever wants to come, let them come. But let us defend the prestige. It cost us too much to get there, to get where we are. So that Croatia came and scores 3 goals against it, and we are crossing our arms without no one playing hard. I don't want to hurt anyone, no. I want the exact opposite. But yes, I will play. I will tackle, because I want the ball. I don't care if the ball blows up, okay? But no one yesterday was trying to do this. No one trying to do this. And Argentina doesn't have any elements to do it. That's why they have a tiny gap, okay? But after watching the Nigerians play,
they were look at that occasion that they're going to fight there.
Of course.
It's a gift that comes from the heavens for Argentina.
Yes, but we also have to take advantage. Iceland was the first time. So Iceland was our first opponent. So we had to beat Iceland and then play against Croatia and play open. Play open, that's it. But now Iceland wasn't hurt by our team. We weren't able to cause them any problems. Yesterday against Croatia, not a single change in the mindset was seen. I'm not speaking about work, okay? Because if you speak about work, you don't have enough time to do it, okay? It's clear. But he had time before the World Cup for at least understanding what was wrong. And then he plays against Croatia with a back three. Come on, Victor Hugo. Come on. We're a big team. We know what has happened, and we are old. I am about to turn 58. I am about to turn 58, and every time that I was wearing an Argentina shirt, I played my life with it. As Diego Simeone, as Redondo, as Ruggeri, as Ortigoechea, as Canilla, or like Filiol, or Luque, okay? Or like Gallego. Stop playing PlayStation, okay? Keep your console away and read El Gráfico magazine, okay? Read one of those magazines. When AFA was filled with moral champions. Why? Don't tell me that San Filippo, Moreno, Ratini, and the others were able to get a cup here, maybe an Inter-American Cup or something that doesn't matter. But Argentina, in 1974, when I watched them for the first time, well, they had 5 goals against the Netherlands. So we need to respect the miles I ran, because I didn't score the goals I scored against Belgium and England because I didn't train or because I wasn't there. The exact opposite. I was very, very tiny. Okay? The same thing with the defenders of Belgium and England. And I played. And I played because I knew that my mother was watching, because Argentina was watching. And that's why today I'm saying this. And I will say this again. I would like to speak with all the players to know what's the degree that they have or the capacity that they have of assimilating these events and what it means to wear the shirt of your country.
Nigeria won. What do you think is going through the lads' minds?
I think that if someone has an ice bag in their face, it's all right, but still. I think that a small gap is opening, as I said before. But the problem is not Nigeria. Not at all. The problem is us. That's the truth.
Let's go to commercial break, Diego.
Let's go.
Please invite our friends to the commercial break.
De la Mano Del Diez. We'll be right back.
We are present at every event where our nations are staring. We believe in a new global vision, united in every broadcasting. We keep expanding our horizons and working on a closer and better communication. Now, in Grenada, teleSUR, the news source from South America and the Caribbean.
There's 2 people against Maradona. Maradona goes to the right. He's a genius of world football. Maradona takes it once. He's going to give it to Rubachaga. No, Maradona, genius. Goal! Goal! I want to cry, dear Lord. Make football be great. I want to cry, Maradona. He ran all this pitch in a memorable play. Cosmic kite. What cosmic brought you? What planet did you come in order to leave the English people on the left? In order for a country to be one, in order to score for Argentina. Argentina 2, England 0. Diego Maradona. For football, for Maradona, for these tears, for Argentina. Argentina 2, England 0. Look, Diego, the things that have happened with that goal. They have it right in their memory.
It by heart.
By heart. 32 years it's been.
32 years.
Can we sing happy birthday because of the Mano Del Diez? Very good. Excellent.
Thank you. And thank God. And my mother. Well, we can celebrate something. Today, 32 years ago, I scored those 2 goals against England. Those 2 goals allowed us to reach the next round and play against Belgium. I think that it's wonderful. Well, it's wonderful to have a moment of joy after so much sadness we felt yesterday, because seeing all the Argentinians, that certainly Victor Hugo, we spoke this with the lads, there were a lot of people who did everything they could. They sold everything they could to come to World Cup and watch Argentina. And for them to bring them the fire that we used to bring to them. But it really hurt us to see people after that were leaving so sad. So sad. After watching their team play, a team that simply doesn't answer.
Do you remember, Diego, what you would tell the lads when they walked onto the pitch against the match against England?
Yes, of course. This is a football match. We can't return the life to Falklands. Or we can make a war out of this. We cannot do this. And this was very clear, because Bilardo had also made it clear before. That was his pep talk before the game. But he just briefly skimmed over it. But I wanted to speak more about this. I said this on the heads of the guys, on their brains. Because we're here to play a football game, I told them. We don't have weapons. So, everything that I had in my head, I told them. I told each and every single one of the players before starting. And they all understood that it was a football game. But we had to remember the losses in the Falklands, as well as the mothers. The mothers of that war that was invented by these murderers.
Diego, there's a player that became extremely famous during that match that gave you a fantastic pass.
Well, Bocha. It was like Bocha, because it was a pass that led me 1 by 1 with the keeper.
It's this story that's coming up, and it's very beautiful. If I put it on the side, what was going to happen? The English would get a throw-in, so my pass was very good. Héctor Enrique, world champion of 1986, the person that gave Maradona the pass in the best goal in the history of the World Cups. The statistics and my characteristics was always to hit it on the outer part of my foot. I always cut in, and I had it in order to be able to hit it with my outside. I gave him my pass, and we controls and turns. I said nobody's going to stop him, and that's what happened. He left England behind, half England team behind. Yes, it's something that only geniuses can do. I wanted to do it. Nah, I just couldn't do it. Once the match is finished against the English, Diego went to the... he went out of the pitch, and I came behind him. But when Diego came, everybody was congratulating him and clapping him. And I said, listen, why are you congratulating him? I gave him the best pass in the world. And my colleagues didn't believe that. It was something that was very nice, very difficult to forget in reality. In every single great goals in World Cups, Diego, there always have to be company for you. The team gave you options.
Because I created options for them. I created options for them with the movement that I want of Kun and of Messi. We create situations. Why? Because often central backs or midfielders are all big and they are not able to turn fast. So if we only run a little bit, we are already ahead of them. And they have to take a long step. And when they do so, they'll very lost their man. And it's true. Valdano's goal in the final, he was behind my back, Negro Enriquez, and then he gave it to Valdano, and the one with the defenders was myself. And then Valdano was there and defines and scores in between the legs of the keeper.
You never say that after the magnificent match. I said, I'm sorry that I didn't give you a pass.
Well, listen, we're at the showers, and he said, hey, listen, you just scored one of the most amazing goals ever. And I said, yes, okay, I did. We often spoke about the game, about how we should have played and whatnot. And he said, yes. But I already saw you with Burruchaga running on the other side. And he said, nah. If you saw Burruchaga and me, I'll stop showering, bye-bye. And then he left. He said, come on. After everything that you had done, after all the players I've dribbled, after everything that happened, I knew that if I gave the ball to someone in the back, they could also score.
Was it better to beat England than winning the World Cup in the deepest part of your heart, in your mindset?
Probably they could be comparable. Well, they're different because being a champion is crucial, but beating England was something crucial as well. It's a very good question. I have never thought of this. But they're both head-to-head.
It is time I want to share with the friends of Latin America, particularly with them. I think that it is the most sublime moment of world football and Argentine football, because that was a unanimous celebration. In 1978, there were people that were very hurt by what was happening, and not everybody was happy for that. Oftentimes what happens that the inhabitants of the same country are not happy because of a win, but that moment was perfect, and none has become the same as that one up until now.
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see a goal alike, not because I am the scorer, but still. It's very difficult. This is a goal you dream of. It's a goal where a lot of things are set together. This is love and care. Because if we want to hide and say that we don't remember what happened during the whole week about the Falklands, we'll be lying. And the game was played only focused on football, but we played thinking about the hearts of the mothers who lost their children in the Falklands. So this Every time that we hugged in the dressing room where we saw each other, I maybe hugged Ruggeri 25 times. It was absolute ecstasy. It was an immense joy. The manager who started chanting Argentina, Argentina. And we had tamed the lion that people wanted to be tamed.
It's been 32 years since then, and Diego still keeps on playing in every single area. And plenty of those attitudes that organize the support for the mothers of the Plaza de Mayo. And that's what you showed last week, so that they are able to give their support to them. Because why is Diego helping people still?
They're my people. Something happened yesterday. Victor Hugo, let me tell you about this. A young kid, maybe 12 years old, he was crying and crying. And he was crying because he wasn't allowed to pass. And I told him, come on, let him in. I was speaking Russian, of course. Of course, come on, let him in, let him in. And he was nice. They seem tough, but then they're nicer. They're as tough as they look. And he was allowed to come in, and he came and he started crying on my chest. And started crying and crying, and was telling the translator that his father, when he was young, made him watch my videos, my goals, my games. His house had nothing but Maradona. Not even the current ones. The current ones would be able to erase the memories of everything that I did and continue doing in the world. And this filled me with emotion. He was telling me this while crying.
Let's come back to the World Cup after the commercial break, Diego. Please invite our friends to the commercial break.
De la Mano del Diez. See you after the break.
Please give us a huge hug, Diego. Please give me a huge hug. Me too. I want to say hi to you as well, Diego. Diego, give me a hug. Diego, a hug for me. Diego, inside and outside the pitch, you are big. Please give me a kiss. Yes, he gave me a hug. I was hugged by Diego. I do not care about today's match, because Maradona is God, and I will remember this moment my whole life. Friends of teleSUR, we have 10 more minutes left in our TV show. In our 10th show in De la Mano del Diez with Diego Armando Maradona. Diego, you saw how people are so warm with you.
It's incredible. Well, I am not surprised about the Argentines coming, because I see this happening every time I go to Buenos Aires, or I go to Corrientes, or to Tucumán. Because whenever I'm walking by the people, they always remember me. They all remember me. But I am surprised when I see people, especially young kids wearing any other shirt, want to take a picture with me. They know who I am. Their parents are not pushing them and asking them, come on, go take a picture. No, they know. They know about this. They're fully aware.
They are up to date about you.
Yes, they are. And this, of course, sets an emotion on you.
Diego, those Argentinians are feeling that they have another opportunity. Those that perhaps are the ones that are giving you the biggest hugs. But when we saw Iceland today fail even taking a penalty kick,
Yes.
one starts thinking it was a match that they should have won.
That's why I told you before. We did have an opportunity for winning the game, and it was with Iceland. Iceland is not a very big team because Nigeria created a lot of situations, and they played very well with passes. They weren't defending and doing things. They were going there to the bone. They don't start passing or doing things like that. That's why Argentina now, well, once again, they're facing another possibility, and hopefully it will happen.
You were mentioning Iceland's penalty, because today the video assistant referee was the one sent to play against.
What happened with Neymar's penalty?
Yes, also, which wasn't a penalty kick.
Yeah, it wasn't a penalty. Because Neymar does this so often in Barcelona or in PSG that referees are able to sanction it. You cannot even caress Neymar, because if you do it, you're off. That's it, foul. So today the referee was doing it right, and after that he had to be convinced. They had to convince him
Look, if they...
that no one had touched him.
Imagine if he was hit like you were in '86.
Come on, it's incredible. Lads today should thank us because we received all the kicks that they are not receiving.
Let's watch Diego, the video assistant referee, so that people understand when the VAR is used. Because it's very interesting, because they are a protagonist of this World Cup, the video assistant referee. The FIFA has been taken into consideration in order to give more tools to referees. And now we will have in Russia 2018 the support with the video assistant referee. It was implemented 4 years ago in under-17 championships, in under-20, in club championships and confederation clubs, and it has been perfected. The people who will be using the video assistant referee, the VAR, are referees. They're active referees. And in real time, they will have a replay in live time where they will let the referee know if there is something they have to do. And there's 4 points that have to be reviewed. And that's why it's important to explain this. They will not be asked by managers or players. Simply, the referee can ask the support, or the people in the office will tell him. And every single goal would be reviewed in order to see if it's legitimately done. We will have all of the fouls within the penalty area reviewed. The red cards, and also the identity of a player. In other words, if a referee gives a booking to a player that was not the case, it would be reviewed. So those are the 4 things that will be reviewed with the video assistant referee, and the referee's decision is final. And it will be the one who will decide whether it's a penalty kick, not a penalty kick, if it's a booking, a sending off, or if he wants to go to the screen and see what happens.
Undoubtedly, with those decisions that are related to the results of the game, for me, this is a very important aid. Keeping in mind that no one understands the role of the referee as part of the game, because if everyone would understand that the error of a referee is part of the game, it's just a mistake, and no one would be discussing their decision, and no one would create a polemic about this decision, then undoubtedly things would be different and VAR will not be needed. But if I could set in fire in the public square, it would be so much better. But I think that the VAR will be very important.
It's always good to be able to understand something about a novelty such as that is the video assistant referee.
Yes, and it's very good to have things clear so that people can have everything clear. Because sometimes they say we lost because this penalty was not sanctioned or because they sanctioned a penalty against it. And actually, I thought that Neymar had been fouled. He had been tackled. But then, when you watch the reprise, when you take a look at the side cam, well, Neymar was barely blown, and he fell down.
It would have been a huge injustice.
I think that it was like the goal. Brazil won 2-0 already on extra time with 6 extra minutes.
They were very close to conceding a goal. The Costa Ricans played fantastically well.
Yes. They played the game they have to play against Brazil. That's how you should play against them.
We have to say hello to a couple of people, but some of them are extra special. Diego is watched by plenty of presidents throughout the globe.
Yes. My commander, Nicolás Maduro, and all the cabinet who are watching us. We're working for teleSUR, for all the people in Venezuela, and for everything that we want in our motherland, a free nation, as Chavez used to say.
We also have to say greetings to some channels. We're working our way down the list. I want to say a huge hello to somebody in Brazil. 2 channels in Nigeria.
Yes, Sport Arena channel 241 and 251 in Nigeria.
And look at this channel in China. Look at this CGTN. Do you know what audience potentially we have?
Above 10,000?
45 million. So, to every single one of you, we want to greet you.
I send you a huge hug.
And we want to invite Diego so that you can close our program of today.
We will continue with this way of working. We will never stop. We want to give people what people need. And clarity, just like VAR in the field, we are VAR outside the field, because what others don't want to say is going to be said by us. No one can buy us, okay? We are not for sale, okay? Clear?
Let's go, Diego.
Let's go.
Together in
De la Mano del Diez.